G'day viewers, welcome back to another Tech Tuesday Unbox. Andrew Penman with you. If you are after a vertical portrait view on your Apple CarPlay like the Teslas, I've got the product for you. Check it out. Let's roll the intro, we'll come back and I'll show you what this thing can do. Okay, we're back now. This is just come across my desk. I've been doing a lot of Apple CarPlays, these aftermarket for the older cars, not the DIN and not the sit-in systems, but these Apple CarPlays that you just plug and play. My last one, I think 45,000 views on the BMW, the dual screen one, which was a really great product. But today we've got the new latest offering, and thank you to Zoe and the team at Eonon, that's all folks. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think I'm going to go with not Eonon, but Eonon. Yep, Eonon. I'm going to go with that. A great company, been around for a long time, 25 years, more than any other company. They do, well, we'll go through the website and show you what they do, but they do aftermarket fit-in systems for the actual dashes, as well as they do these budget range 149 Australian dollars aftermarket Apple CarPlay Android Auto. That's a mouthful. Let's get into it. So let's go through now, unbox it and have a look at it. It's a lovely magnetic flip box on the front with the instruction booklet, a nice padded, it's really well padded and protected for shipment and logistics. And I think what we might do is go through what's in the box with some music. I'll come straight back and I'll show you some of the features and functionality of this amazing, super thin, no bezel name Apple CarPlay. Let's have a look. Okay, we're back. So it's quite an extensive little package here, what you get for the money. And I'll tell you things I like about this product. Number one, it has a super thin bezel, and as I said, it has no label on the bezel, nothing there. Slightly thicker on the side bands, not a big issue, and it's just a really nice clean look if you don't want to have anyone else's label on that. I did a BMW i3 before and I had Carpuride. That particular company likes to imprint their stuff. I put a limited edition badge on there, but this will be so much better. I like the fact that it keeps all the electronics of the Linux system in a bubble at the back, so you'll putting that software and that technology in the back, leaving the rest of the screen quite thin. So on an angle, you really It looks like a super thin screen. I love that. This flips vertically. It's a landscape screen that identifies as a portrait as well, if you want to say it that way. I love the fact it also has a physical on-off button on the back. You can turn it on, as well as on the actual software we're showing the car. You can turn the screen off and on. And the reason I like that is because that sometimes on a hot day you want to just turn the screen off. You don't want to get any sort of like heat on it, or you may be at night driving, you don't want to be interrupted or something. You just can turn that off. The screen isolates. I love that. I love the fact they give you a couple of little or 4 little wire hiding clips. I haven't got a tool to take off all my panels, and now I've got one. Thank you very much. And I think big thank you to Zoe and the team who sent this to me to review independently. And I'm going to give my honest opinion on this particular product. That's great to have, so you can pop off stuff. Great that. Now, it does work on 34 volt systems as well as 12 volt system, trucks and cars. It has a USB-C for the power. I love that. And also make sure you definitely use a cigarette. Don't hardwire these to 12 volt batteries, you'll just fry the units. Very extensive instruction booklet. I like it. It's just straight to the point, and it works, and it shows you how to wire everything up. And the mounting systems I love, because you not only got the standard which I've been using on my windscreen, the Volvo, which you'll see, which is I do as a short view like that, or you can have a short screen with this adjustable arm, or you can have a long version. I have found though that the windscreen rattles and vibrates, and the actual units get bounced around a lot. I'm going to mount this one a little bit different this time. The other one I had, I won't name the company, you'll probably see it in the unbox installation, but it has failed, and I've approached the company. I think it could be something to do with the roads here, so rough. So it'd be good to test this baby out on the very rough roads we have around Sydney here. I love the fact that it also is a magnetic connector, which means you swivel it from obviously portrait to landscape. This unique bracket system, I've not seen it before. You can bend it, and it's got like it must be made of something pretty cool, like brass or something under there, with double-sided tape on both sides, and that's can be bent over your dash, so that all that way really, so you can mount it in front of your radio system. But with the Volvo, I'm going to put it up where the original one was, on top of the speaker, so I'll probably use that system. But I'm going to see if I can incorporate this into it and bring that back. We might work that out. The camera on this is the best camera I've seen on any unit. It's all molded DuPont, good plastic. It feels like it's a BMW part. It doesn't look cheap like all these cameras you get from China. This is a nice unit, IP65 I think it is, and the rubberized cable is really high quality. This is a premium feeling product straight away. So
100% yes!
Yeah, so there's no negatives. A lot of companies just give you these really cheap little cameras with the little LEDs on it. So this has got built-in obviously optic lights, so it's going to be very, very good. Linux system, not a dual, I don't think it's a dual Bluetooth. I mentioned that in one of these social media posts, but it's not. But you don't need that. These are going to be primarily bought for people with older cars that you just want to go through the FM radio, and I find the sound is equally as good through that or the auxiliary. A little bit more sharper, but that's it. No adjustments on the bass or treble with this, no equalizer. Bit of a disadvantage. I like that on the other one I did, the copyright had that on it, but you know, you're getting sound that obviously that's going to be good enough for what you want in an environment with a 3-speaker system in a car, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're going to test it, we're going to fully install it in the Volvo, we're going to see how it looks. And yeah, it's a nice gloss screen under that cover. I think that's about all we need to talk about, except for possibly the website. I'll show you a bit about it. So we'll go and have a look at that now. So straight away you can see here now the website comes up. You've got all the different BMW, Mazda and Volkswagen. You've got all the Chev, Toyota. You can get inbuilt systems into the dash from these companies. And you've got the DIN, the double DIN. Look, they're $400, they're all that. But this is the one that works really well with these older model cars. We don't want to spend too much money. It's great. There it is there. Now when you click on that first button, button, it'll take you to, it says a 10-inch screen, but it takes you back to, see there, the 149 and the 199. You click on the 199, that will take you to the widescreen one. Now, if you want that, you won't have vertical format or portrait. So you can just see now when I click on this, it'll take us across to the other product, which is the 10-inch screen, which is a nice unit. I've got that sort of in the BMW. It's a nice unit, but you're not going to get your vertical Tesla look screen. So you go back and click the 149 Tesla style, and that's the model there. So going through some of the features on this, we've already talked about it briefly, but I'll just show you some things. 360 rotatable screen, 9-inch by 5-inch. It's an IPS screen. It's a 1080 by 800, as I said. One-click on-off button, which is phenomenal. I love that. Easy installation, lots of brackets as you have with it's magnetically sticking to my Fitbit. There you go, that's how powerful it is. Wide, obviously 34 volt amps, CarPlay, Apple Android wireless, as well as mirrored link phone, which gives you a link to a code to download an app, or you can just use Apple mirror functionality on your phone. The quality is really good. The sound, you've got a built-in speaker, which you'll probably hardly ever use. Then you've got support software updates, and this is really important because a lot of companies don't support that backup updates. And you've got your 1080 camera, and you've also got your personalized options. You can put your own boot up screen. All you've got to do is put the actual logo you want. There's what's in the box. You can have a look. I'll get back to in a second, the logo. That's pretty much it there. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this. Now there's some comparisons there. One thing it hasn't got, you can see, is adjustable multi-screen tasking, which I really don't miss. I don't use that a lot. I like full screen to everything I'm doing, especially if you've got vertical mode. You won't really need that. And Apple CarPlay does a split 50-50, while Android Auto will give you more of a map, and then will give you the functionality at the bottom small. With Android Auto does a better vertical format for these kind of screens. So that's pretty much it there. Now, what I want to talk to you about now is the logo boot up. Everyone like me, when you start the car, you want to have that 5 seconds of your logo. What I do with mine is I create, basically go to the websites, get some wallpaper. I use carbon fiber. I get that back first, the wallpaper, like light grey, or I get one for winter and summer, so I can have different grey and dark charcoal desktops. I then go to an app called Eraser, where you can erase the background of a logo. You then keep that in your photo album. You then go to an app called InShot, linked in the description field as well. You can then put that desktop wallpaper on the carbon fiber. You then just get it and you drag your logos into position on that, and you save that as a photo. You've got to make sure you have the right resolution, because the resolution is critical to have for that. I think will be information in the description field of 1080 by, I think it's 800 as well. And that particular photo you put on a little micros card. And the side of these units here, you'll see there is a micro SIM there, and you put it into there, and when it boots up, it'll come up with that logo for 5 or 8 seconds. You can't change the time, and then boots up to the main screen. So that's the way you can do it without having to ask the factory to do it and send emails and your boot up screen. That is a fantastic way of doing it without having to worry about. You can change the logo from winter, summer, whatever, and get that boot up screen looking really good. Like I said, it's nice and thin. It works really well. Speaker is going to be okay. If you want to listen to news or talk back while you're doing something else, you can have the speaker going without your radio. It's a good quality material. It's a real kind of Apple-y kind of finish and smell. It's really nice. So that is the Eonon. I'm going with that. For P5 10-inch by 5-inch screen, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to also wire up the camera, but I've really got a camera in my Volvo I've used, so I'll just see if I can connect. This will be a good way of connecting this with the trigger wire to what I've already got. Now that uses RCA plugs. This has got its own mini RCA plug, so I'll probably have to cut, strip it and solder it on and play with it. I'm recommending that you don't plug your existing 3.5mm plug into the camera socket of the new Eonon, because you could short out something because the sequence of those dots and stripes work differently with every company, and I have fried one before by putting that in. So definitely don't use your existing camera, well, that's a 3.5mm. Use this one and trace back to this connector, take it off and work out which is the camera, which is the trigger, and match it up with your existing camera. That will work. But look, yeah, that's it. So if you're in the market, $149 Australian, there'll be discount code below, discount subscriber code. If you haven't considered subscribing, consider subscribing to the channel. There's a lot of stuff coming, these new speakers for my glasses, and we've got, oh God, there's a whole lot of stuff, gadgety stuff coming, which will be great. Plus we've got some electric skateboard reviews coming, as well as some hacks, modifications, lots of stuff going on. So make sure you hit that notification bell to get my latest videos. They don't come through all the time, once a month maybe, but you'll get a great idea on some good hacks and modifications, as I said. So yeah, there it is, the Eonon P5. Let's go install it in the car, have a final look, nighttime drive, day drive. And thank you to Eonon and Zoe for supplying this, and I think this will work and hopefully last longer than the other one I had in my car, which you'll see, which I have to say didn't last too long. So this will be a good test on the old plastic tractor beast. We'll check it out. Let's go and install it, and then I'll give my final thoughts, my ratings. And honestly, really, you can't go wrong with these. It's going to give you the latest 2025 feel of a car, electric car, Tesla, whatever, in your old Mazda, Datsun, whatever. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, you'll love it. So let's go and install that, and we'll come back and give my final thoughts and my pros and cons. Okay, we've got a bit of bit of company. Hey, Australia, if you haven't been or lived here, this is what it's like. Birds everywhere. Right, so we've got the new unit to put in now. I'll talk over this little chatterer. We can see we've got the CarPlay one here. Now it has failed. Come on, guys. I don't know. I think it was the rattling on the screen, so we've had an issue with that. So I'm going to take that off. We're going to just untake off the camera. Clicks up. Okay, so unfortunately, yeah, it has failed. Not overly happy with that, but we'll replace it with the new Eonon, and we're going to put that up there. We're going to go and open up the thing with my tools and have a look at what's supply there, and we're going to get the original cigarette lighter to put the new one in. So let's get into it, and we'll come back in a sec. And I'm just going to check the voltage coming out of the power supply, what I did originally, and we'll have a look at that. You can see down there it's 12 volts. So 12 volts direct current. I'm not sure if that went through a cigarette lighter or not. Maybe that could have been the culprit. We'll have a look, because obviously you've got to have the right voltage for this. So we'll have a look when we pull it out. So we just take the vent off and we'll put that on the ground. And we'll take the dust filter off and we can access the speaker. There's screws on each corner. This thing pops out from memory. So that just pops out, revealing the screws, which we can take off the 4 screws now, and we can pop it out and see where these all go in the reverse camera. Check that out. We got the speaker off, and we'll have a look inside here, see where these all go, pull everything out, we'll have a look now. Okay, just as I suspected, the actual power supply, I've soldered on and taken it to the other end of the CarPlay, which I suspect it's the 12 volts in, 12 volts out, and it may be a less voltage for that unit. So this was the original headset unit in there, so possibly I should have used the cigarette adapter. That could have been why it's failed, in all fairness. So let's go ahead and just cut that and put the cigarette lighter female on there, plug our new Eonon into that, and we'll get the correct voltage for the power supply this time. In terms of the reverse camera, it's got a different plug setup calibration, and it goes to an RCA, so that's going to the camera and the trigger. So hopefully we just have to plug that other one in and we'll pick up everything. The trigger wire is in here, but we'll see if we need that or not. You can see that the bottom plug is the Eonon. It's got 3 black bars on it, and that's the CarPlay 2 black bars. So if you plug that camera in, it's not going to work. So you need to work out a way of connecting the other end to the existing camera tail light. I'll work that out. Soldered the new female 12 volt adapter to the cable with the writing on. You can see there just a bit of writing. That's the writing is the positive always. And then we'll solder that, put it back in. That's your power supply done. The reverse camera will be done another day on a second part 2 video, because I've got to rewire the whole new camera because the plug for the new camera doesn't match the existing CarPlay camera. So that'll be part 2, the revision camera, but this will be the unbox, first ride, test and everything, and yeah, of the Eonon P5. So let's get it in and let's get it wired up. We've just soldered that on and I've taped it all up. It's going to go behind the dash, it doesn't matter. We're just going to check the polarity of that, make sure it's 100% right before plugging in the main supply for the P5. Tape this all up in long ways too, because it flexed. It sort of sprung out a bit because it's a cheap Chinese socket from JCar. It was pretty rubbish, but I've taped it so it doesn't move now. So there's no movement between springing there, which means takes the center pin away when it springs back out. So that should hold it. You don't want it coming out in there rattling and coming loose. There we go, let's put it in. Okay, I've just plugged it in and turned it on and we've got action. So yeah, English, and there we go, it's all good. Yeah, I'll have a look at the graphics with the cover off, see if it looks any better. Oh yeah, it's just the frosty front that makes it look blurry. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now we know it works. We've got to work out how to mount it. It looks a bit smaller than the other one, but it'll be fine. I've looked at the magnetic connector and I love this, and I think it'll be really nice for that. However, I don't think it's going to stick on there and hold the weight of that. It's pretty heavy. It's going to pull it off for sure, the back. So I'm going to mount it to the gravity of the windscreen like before, coming over the speaker. That will have a lot more purchase and a lot more balance. Yeah, so let's do that method. Okay, push that back in. Getting this grill was a little bit tricky. So that's the power cable for it. Now we're going to mount it. Let's have a look. Tricky to get lined up, but when you eventually get it in, take the actual screen off, and there's a switch here, a little lever. You got to clip that up, and that then locks it in with the suction. Then we'll put the screen on and plug it in, and it should be good to go. Hey, we've got it all set up. I'll just take the plastic off. There we go. I love doing that. Yeah. Now the Volvo has a slight, you have to have it a little bit tilted towards where I'm looking at. Let's have a look now. The manual, and there's no instructions how to first set it up with the Wi-Fi and also to your phone. So I'm going to leave that and I'll do it all. Then I think there's a lot of videos online that have people shown how to do that. So I think we'll be okay with that, but I'll just go ahead and set it up now and then come back and show you. Okay, so the user manual doesn't actually show you how to set it up. Maybe that scan more is the option. Let's have a look at that. Nope, that doesn't even scan. So anyway, look, what we'll do is we'll get it all set up, and then I think there's other videos going around that show how the simple setup to the CarPlay to your phone, whether it's Android or Apple iOS, and we'll come back and we'll just give you a day and night drive and show you a few of the functions, and then I'll give my final thoughts. It's a great looking product. Is not the greatest camera. It's my iPhone 6 to film this, so it's not as sharp as my iPhone. You can see it's working really well. I might just show you some obviously some functionality, and here we go. So hey Siri, what's the time?
It's 12:21 p.m.
Yeah, the sound's not bad at all. It's a little bit echoey, a little bit bassy, but it works well. So let's go around here. Sorry that this is showing a little bit glary. I've got the iPhone 6, not really the world's greatest iPhone, but it's giving you an idea what it looks like. There we go. Yeah, it works really well. Okay, so that finalizes the unbox, the install, and the first ride in sort of daytime and nighttime of the Eonon P5 9.5 inch by 5 inch Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's a great product. We'll just turn it on now. I'll just show you again. And it works really well. It's a great little unit. It's a budget-friendly unit. There's a discount field below for subscriber discount. It's only $99 US. I'll give you the full price down below of this particular unit and any discounts with my subscriber. Thank you to the team at Eonon and especially Zoe for putting up with this long wait that I did because I had some knee replacements done and I had to wait for over 4 months. But it's a great little unit and I'm loving it and it works well. It's a budget-friendly unit that's great for you guys. If you want to go something a little bit more expensive, but you won't have that vertical, obviously, portrait view of it on the screen. But all in all, today I'm giving it an 8.7 stars out of 10. I'm dropping it a little bit because the sound through the FM is a little bit too bassy and a little bit too trebly. It gives a bit of an echo sound, so I don't like as much as the other head units I've done. But disclaimer, if you put it through the Bluetooth or the audio auxiliary cable, it comes up really clear and good, but unfortunately this Volvo need to use it on FM. So that's basically my recommendations. That it's a great little unit, solid and well made and will work well. The disadvantages obviously is the magnet could be a little bit stronger. It doesn't have the availability of adjusting for equalizer or sound adjustments on the unit. You're set with a factory set unit as it is. The pros, it hasn't got any writing on it. The bezel is even the whole way around. It looks really good. It seems to be more of a clean, crisp and thin looking head display unit, which better than the CarPlay. It has all the writing on it. All in all, I love this unit. I think it's really punching well above its weight for the price, and I can honestly recommend this product for a robust, solid little unit. It also has really nice brightness on the screen. It doesn't show in this video, but it's super bright and works really well. And it's responsive, quick, and boots up fast. So all in all, it's a great unit. So think of getting one of these if you haven't got an Apple CarPlay in your car and you need it. And all I can say is that just check out the comments below for other people talking about it if they've actually used it as well. So we'll see you in the next video. That as well. Let's go to the main settings. Here we go. So you've got reminder tones. Get rid of that straight away. Screensaver is quite explanatory. The screen wallpaper, I picked this one. You've only got 3 to pick from. Auto dimming talks about what time of night you want it to dim on. Driving position, you have to disconnect CarPlay to go left and right, like we said. Let's just get rid of that. Language English, assistive touch, you can turn that off. I'll get rid of that. I don't like that on the screen. Connections are fine. Screen rotation if you want to turn it like a Tesla. Factory reset and firmware, so it's all pretty good there. You go back to Apple CarPlay and it will work. If you want to do screen mirroring, what you have to do to get YouTube, Netflix on your screen here, simply what you do is you go to your settings and you got to turn your Bluetooth off. You can see it's currently on the Wi-Fi of the CarLink. Once you turn Bluetooth off, right, you'll lose your headphones as well. You can then go to smart screen. You can then go to settings. Sorry, you go to this, where are we? Sorry, settings there. And then you go to this one. It's still going back to CarPlay. So let's just turn the phone. Let's turn that off as well. There we go. So now you go to this button, which brings up to the screen here, talks about turn your Bluetooth and select the device Eonon 9526. So you go back now to your Bluetooth, and then from there you just go to mirroring. So you bring down your cart for mirroring, hit the mirroring button there. On smart screen it ticks there, and there you've got it on the screen. Got your full iPhone on the screen, and it's pretty quick. You can see there. If you want to go to YouTube, you go to YouTube pretty quickly, and you just tilt it. Skip that. You now turn it side on. and you'll get the full screen there. But you can see the size difference. There's not much difference. This is my iPhone 14 Plus, and there's the Eonon. There's not a lot of difference. If you put it right next to it, it is definitely bigger. But really, to be honest, you'd have to be pretty desperate to watch something on that when you could watch it probably on your phone down here, nice and safe, where no one can see. Which you can see there looks really good, but up here everyone can see it. It's glary as well. So I don't know when you'd actually use that. A bigger screen, yeah, but really that size screen, there's really not a lot of difference, and the colour's nowhere near as good compared to the iPhone. So that's something you can think about, but you can watch movies, obviously. But like I said, you're probably best off watching a movie down here, away from everybody else. That's the car mirroring, works really well. What? You're still here? Cool. Listen, why don't you watch some of these other videos I've made in the past along the same lines to what you just watched, in the same kind of category. Enjoy.